Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading today. We're just gonna do another fun one. Why? Because I can, and I actually like doing these. I do enjoy them. I will, as I get better into my routine after everything that's happened, I will do deeper, in-depth readings for you all, because I know that there are many of you that do appreciate those. But today we are coming at you with a what do your coworkers notice about you but won't tell you? I haven't done one like this yet, and so it's been requested by quite a few people, and so I'm getting it to you. It's kind of like a variation of all the requests on this topic that I've gotten. So what do your coworkers notice about you but won't tell you? We'll see what comes through. I do want to thank anyone and everyone for joining this tribe. If you've come and you've supported the channel in any one way, shape, or form, I'm truly honored to have you here as a part of this journey, and I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. Each of you have made such a huge difference in my life, and at the time of recording this, we are at 1,300 subscribers, and I'm floored. I'm floored. I'm so much further along than I thought I ever could be, and I am so blessed to have such a loving group of individuals become a part of this channel, of this journey, of this growth that we are all on together. And if you're new here, welcome. This is a safe space and a reminder that we are all human and that you're welcome exactly as you are in this here, now, here moment, and to come as you are, as your authentic self in this moment. And knowing always that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me to connect more deeply with your energy to get you out more resonant readings. And also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links down below in the description box, as well as a link to follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Tarot, or radio, Scatter Love Radio, where I talk about anything and everything. The newest topic as of this video is all about prayer. I pray a lot on these videos. I pray a lot outside of these videos, and I feel like it's a good reminder to myself and to everyone else. So if you're interested in learning more about prayer, that is going to be the podcast for you. And also, if you're interested in a reading from me, personal reading, check out the email down below. Send me an email. Let me know. I do have a certain amount of spots available each week. They do fill up rather quickly. But if you send me an email, I will get you out further information as well as letting you know how many spots are available. It is a first come, first served basis. Okay, and I will go over that in the email with you. Awesome. That is everything. I want to take a quick second before I get into the prayer and just say how incredible this week has been. Not only have I been uplifted by you, anyone that has sent me any information or any resources to help get me through the loss of my beloved Aria, I truly am honored and thankful. But this week has been so beautiful because every day this week I have gotten some sign from her that she is still next to me and with me. And all of you have said they're always with you, they'll never leave you. And whereas I know this, being that this is my first of having this deep, deep bond with an animal and having to have said goodbye in the physical, I did not understand the depth of the connection in the spiritual realm. And so I got a message from her on one of my Facebook. I actually was on Instagram. I got a message from her. It wasn't her picture, but it was her breed of dog with angel wings, a halo, and the rainbow bridge. And I wasn't even thinking about her, and it just came up. It was so random how it happened. And then the next day, I got called to look at one of my old postings, and it led me down a rabbit hole of all the videos that I had posted of her, which I wasn't even trying to do. It just ended up happening, and I was just so happy that I had all these videos I didn't know I had of her. To that same night that happened, I received a call from the lady who did her euthanasia, and she brought me not only a beautiful box with Aria's ashes in it, but she did another paw print in a little plaster piece, as well as gave me a photo of her nose print and her paw print, which I just held last night and cried. And this morning, I received a birthday card, which for the first time ever from Chewy. We order from Chewy the dog food and everything just to make it easier since I'm always moving. And this is the first time ever I received a birthday card for her. And so I just feel like part of that is just so many of you have told me she's walking with me. And, you know, it's okay for us to remember those things. But to see it physically manifest in something that's tangible for us to hold as a remembrance from the spiritual realm is so, it's just such a huge blessing to me. And I just wanted to share that with you because I just want you to know how much you all have impacted me. And really, I feel like so many of you have just sent me such good energy. I wasn't going to cry. You just sent me such good energy during this time that I don't know how else I would have held on if it wasn't for you. And I just want to say thank you. Let me grab a drink of water. Okay. Awesome. So, without further ado, let us get into your prayer. And then we will start the reading, as always. Okay. Okay, I heard the message come through already. I know what this is. So, my beloved source, today this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video asking for guidance. It was so clear right now what you wanted to say, and it's all about guidance, that we need further guidance, that we need guidance into your loving arms, that we need guidance to your grace, your mercy, your unconditional love. We need guidance in this world, for sometimes we flounder and we have no idea which way is up, which way is straight, which way is right or left or down. We're just wandering around hoping that we're going to find the right path. And today I ask for your guidance. May you make the path clear. May you make the path tangible. May you make your presence known to us in such a profound way that we cannot question that we are being guided by something that is greater than ourselves. May you be forever holding our hands, because we need that. We may think that we're strong enough to carry on by ourselves. We may think that we don't need any help, but that's just the emotional ego trying to control us and keep us separated from your beautiful light. And today I ask that you remind each of us that on our guided path, that you hold our hands. Sometimes you hold our shoulders, and sometimes you very much carry us. And know how truly thankful we are for that. As these words are spoken unto this space and unto this tribe, so shall they be. Amen. Aho Aseh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We even got some ash from the thing here. Okay. Not all of it wanted to blow away. Alright, so I was not going to cry, and here I am, all teary-eyed. I love you guys. I'm glad you let me be me and make it safe for me to be whatever it is that's going to come out, because, you know, we're nurturers. Especially when you're an empath, you're a nurturer, and you feel everything so deeply. But when you get to experience your own emotions so deeply, it's incredible. It's incredible. It is a blessing, although it can feel like a curse at times. So let's get these cards shuffled here. So source, for pile number 1, what oracle card is going to help us understand further how pile 1's coworkers see them but won't say? There are these beautiful yellow finches flying outside. There's 2 of them. They were chasing each other. Oh, I love that. Yellow finches are amazing. If you guys have never seen a yellow finch, check out a picture of them. And they're even more brilliant than the pictures show. So source, for pile number 2, What oracle card is going to help us understand further? How does pile two's coworkers view them but won't say? How does pile two's coworkers view them but won't say thank you? All right, for pile number 3 source, what oracle card is going to help us understand further? How does pile 3's coworkers view them but won't say? Okay, this is the one that wants to come through. The Uniter. Okay. It says, I know love has come to unite me with my beloved. And we have this image here. Definitely a guided message. Like, it just feels so guided. Alright, today is pick your quartz, right? So we've got this crystal quartz for pile number 1. Okay. Put that up. We have this beautiful crystal quartz for pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful crystal quartz. Okay. Feel a little dusty. Move that up just a tad there. Okay. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Whichever one you are drawn to, that should be the pile for you. And with that being said, I will see you over on your perspective. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this crystal quartz, or if you were drawn to this image, pile 1, this is your reading on how do your coworkers view you, but won't say. We'll check that out later at the end of the reading. I do want to go over real quick here. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not. Knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me to connect with you more deeply and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links down below in the description box. Make sure you do check out my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. Whereas at the time of recording this, the podcast is all about prayer. And it's just a reminder for me. It's a reminder for us all. Can never use enough reminders about prayer. It's such a vital part of our journey. At least I feel that way. So that's there for you. Also, if you're interested in a private reading, you will find my email down below in the description box. Send me an email. And I will let you know how many of spaces are still available for the week, as well as further information. Just know that it is first come, first serve. They do fill up quickly, okay? So with that being said, just keep that in mind. It will be a first come, first serve. Okay. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Awesome. If you guys did not listen to the intro, I'm giving a huge shout out, a big thank you to everyone in the intro. So definitely, if you have some time, check that out. Check out the prayer that was on the intro as well. But let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out more about source. How does pile number 1's coworkers see them but won't say? How does pile number 1's coworkers see them but will not say? Okay, before we get into this, I am being led to say, remember, this is opinions and thoughts that are coming through from another person. That does not make it true, okay? This is just how someone's seeing you through the lens of their life, through the lens of their journey. That does not mean that this is how you truly are. Just saying that, let's get into it. We've got 4th house, the moon, and Aquarius energy. A lot of Cancer energy coming through here. So you could absolutely be a Cancer. You could have Cancer very highly aspect in your chart. Mainly the biggest thing here is that you nurture a lot of the people that are in your circle, right? Which is beautiful. This is a really beautiful energy. We will get some more out on it. You know, we'll get deeper into their thoughts and things. But this is saying that you're very much a nurturer. Like, people feel like they can trust you. Your coworkers feel like they can come to you with their stories, with their life situations. They can come and ask you for assistance. They can come and ask you for guidance, and you're going to give that to them. And you are very, like, future thinking. Like, you're not someone who stays stuck in the past. Like, you're always looking forward to the future. Like, how can I be better? Or how can I show up from a better aspect? Or how can I look at things from a better place, like a higher vibrational place, right? Future thinking, like always in that future oriented energy. But it actually comes from that place of love, because it's like, if someone messes up and your coworker comes to you and they're like, you know what, pile one, like, I really messed up at home. Like, I did this, I did that, I did this. You're going to be someone that's like, you know what? It's fine. Everybody messes up. There's no reason to beat yourself up for it. Why don't you take a moment and, you know, figure out what it is that you wish had have happened and go make that be your reality now. Because you can't change what happened yesterday. You can't change what happened last night. You can't change what happened last week. But what you can do is use what you wanted to happen as a guideline to do it now, right? So if it was like they yelled at their family and they didn't apologize, and you might ask them, well, do you want to apologize? And they say, yeah, but I feel like if I apologize that I'm conceding to what has happened in the journey. And you're like, no, that's not the case at all. Like, it's okay to apologize and still not give up on your belief. So why don't you go home and apologize and have a conversation instead of being upset with your family about it? Whoa, did you guys see that? Holy moly. I don't usually do that. That was so weird. Drop the dice. Like, you drop it hard for them. You're just very honest about it. That was insane. The cards, oh, it pushed the cards open. What's coming through? The experimenter came out. I'm strong and secure enough to experiment as I see fit. Okay, so they see you as someone who's always experimenting with solutions. Like, seriously, knocked off like 3 or 4 cards and that came out. That's so funny. So funny. So random. Everything happens for purpose. That's it. Like, you're not someone to take things personal, and you help your coworkers see that. So that's how they see you, as someone that's very friendly and outgoing and detail oriented and future oriented, and someone who's not afraid to live in a space of the heart, your heart chakra, right? So let's put these down before I kick them off again. Shoot. Let's see what's going on. Let's get some tarot on it. I got 5 on it. I don't know why that song's coming out. So maybe you help your coworkers buy lunch, or you're someone that brings in food all the time. Like, you may cook for a lot of people, but you don't have a lot of people to feed because it might be habit. Maybe you grew up in a large family and you bring food in. I don't know why that's coming through from I got 5 on it, but okay. That's just it. It's like, it feels like you're always helping. Like, you're always you're someone that they see as an assister. Like, you always assist them through their journey. But they're not going to say anything about it because there's that sense of pride coming out again, you know, like that. Like, they have a hard time saying I'm sorry when they know they're in the wrong. Like, imagine, do you really think they're going to say, like, I really appreciate what you're doing when they know, like, they're struggling for it, right? A lot of people do. It's an odd thing, but a lot of people really do struggle to give compliments and love and all that stuff because they've never received it themselves. And so they feel like it's being insincere, even if it's coming from a sincere place. And so that's why they don't want to tell you, right? But let's see what else comes out on it now. There could be good, there could be bad. I'm going back to my original cards for right now. I explained that in one of my other videos, but yeah, it's just, we're just going to get the real energies out for it, okay? Not like the real energies weren't coming out before. I need my home deck, I guess is the best way to put it. So, Source, how does Pile One's coworker see them but won't say? Whoa, yeah, that flipped over all of a sudden. Yeah, as a hope, like, how does Pile One's coworker see them but won't say, Source? Whoa, thank you. That was a lot of cards. I didn't want to do this many cards, but let's see what they are. Yeah, okay. So here, like I'll leave these out as a, this is all clarifying it. Okay, this is clarifying it. The strength in reverse, right? They've repressed. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do it like this. Hold on. Wait, pile. Wait. Okay, let's see what, there's a lot of negativity in the world in general. With this 5 of Swords, your coworkers deal with a lot of that negativity. I heard collections. Some of you may be in collections, or you may be in very high stress jobs like collections, or you may be in something that's just very high pressure, like a diamond. I keep seeing like a diamond being formed, like it goes like that and it turns into a diamond, like just a lot of pressure. And somehow when you show up, you're still always just in a very good mood. You're the light of the life. You are the person who lights up the office. Like, everybody looks to you because you always have a smile on your face. You're always just a bright light that they can follow. Like, you may have been in this position for a long time. We also have Aquarius energy again. You're unusual. You're unique. You're organic is the word that's coming through here. You're a very organic, natural person. Like, organic is in the way, like, you, like that, like you're experimenting. When we said the experimenter, like you're always experimenting with solutions, but it's like organic for you. It's like something that you don't shy away from. It's like, well, let's try this and see if it works. And if that doesn't work, we can try this. And if that doesn't work, we can try this. Like, you never run out of solutions. You see everything as an opportunity to learn. And they really, really appreciate that. But what they don't want to tell you is that they appreciate that because their own lives are filled with negativity. It feels like they have you up on a pedestal. And I feel, when I touch your energy, I feel like you're a very humble, modest person. Like, you don't understand why someone would ever put you on a pedestal or put you in this place of being above them, because you're this very laid back person who just wants to live life like the rest of humans, and you just want to enjoy things what you work for, and you want things to work smoothly and flow instead of being such a hassle. And it feels like the kind of environment that you work in, it feels very like it could either go really, really good or it could go really, really bad, like sales or something along those lines. Like, it's something that's very, it just feels high stress. And so they're always watching you, right? And they're always watching you and thinking like, wow, pile 1 has it together. Like, they're always in a good mood. Like, they're always able to give. Like, they give to the customers, they give to the clients, they give to the company. But they never shy away from taking time for themselves. Like, you may take regular vacations. Like, you're not afraid to spend your vacation days, right? And you do it for yourself. Like, maybe you'll take a Friday, or you'll take a Monday, or you'll take a 4-day weekend. And you're like, look, I got to get out of town. Like, I got to go and get myself, refreshed and renewed so that I can come back and stay in this good mood. And that's what they see and they think about you all the time. And even if you don't, like, you could just take time off and go and spend time at home, but it's you drawing away from the workplace. So it's like, when you're not at work, people are wondering, whoa, where's pile 1? Coworkers are like, where's pile 1? What happened to them? Where did they go? Where's my sunshine? Where's my starlight? Where's my happiness? Like, and the workplace may be really down and out when you're not there, but they don't want to say that because it feels like they'd be giving you too much power, or they'd be afraid that it would go to your head, even though I doubt that it would. I mean, in some instances it can, but I doubt that this would. I think you'd be like, why are you all looking at me like that? Like, you can do the same thing. Just choose to be happy, choose to be joyful. Like, it's not that hard. Like, if you take life so seriously all the time. But this is why. Because this is the energy that they're dealing with. This is what they're dealing with. They've repressed all their memories from childhood. They've repressed trying to even deal with those. I feel like you've done a lot of healing on your journey, especially with Temperance and the Star coming out here. I feel like these two represent you. And so what they think about you, what they're not going to say is like, oh, pile 1 is going to judge me for the background that I have. Like, pile 1 is going to make fun of me because of the background that I have. Or they're going to never want to talk to me again if they only knew what I went through, if they only knew what I've survived through, or whatever. They don't look at their life as something they survived. They look at it as a burden. And they don't want to tell you that because maybe you come across as somebody that doesn't have any burdens. Or it's like you've spent so much time healing that they don't weigh on you anymore. right? Like they're just like not something that you pay attention to much anymore. But look at this. We have 11 and 12. You have strength and you have the hangman, both in reverse. So this is like a repression of the way they see the world, right? And that's the thing. It's like they see the world through their lenses, rose-colored glasses, through gray-colored glasses, through whatever it is. Like, but they have a film over the top of their view and their perspective, and they're seeing it through the hurt and the pain that they've experienced in the past here. And to tell you would mean that they would have to be really vulnerable about it, and that's why they don't want to tell you anything. Because, again, we look at the star, they see you as someone who is on a pedestal with the star, someone who has far more to offer in life than they do, right? Then we have temperance here, which says that they're like an angel. I can't touch an angel. I can't bring an angel down. Why would I ever bring an angel down to my level? And so they just would rather like get your advice and get your guidance and feel your healing energy. Like you heal them without even trying. You help them change scenarios in their lives, right? We have 14 here, which is 5. We started with the 5 of swords. It's like they want to get out of this negative energy and be in your light so that they can become balanced like you do. But all they see in themselves is the darkness. They don't see the light. They don't see any kind of happiness. They don't see any kind of grace, right? Look, I said grace, and the 10 of Cups came out on the bottom in the reverse, which means to fall from grace. Yeah, they feel like, look at this, they feel like everything that they do is just pulling them further and further away from their happiness, and they don't know how you do it. They don't know how you do it. And there are some that are jealous, but most just want to understand the journey, but they're too proud to ask. You have the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Cups coming out together. We had 9, 10, 11, and 12 all coming out together, but they're all in the reverse. So it's like they're seeing you as someone who's a leader. They're seeing you as someone who's a path shower, like a wayfinder, right? But they don't feel like they're worthy enough to follow the journey that you're on. They don't feel like they can. They feel like they're so emotionally distraught. And it's like these could be people who are also energetic vampires without realizing. They're very consciously closed off, right? They're very consciously closed off to you, not to you, to emotions. And when they're with you, you make them feel, and they don't want to tell you that. Like that just, again, it feels like being way too vulnerable. Yeah, because they don't feel abundant. They feel like they're just in it to win it, and they see you winning. And there is some jealousy that's coming through, but mostly it's just sadness, like self-pity. Okay, mostly it's just self-pity. So how do they secretly see you? They see you as someone who's amazing. Like, why is pile 1 even at this job? Like, they should be out there in the limelight because that's where they belong at. Whoa, look at this. We had the Ace of Cups fly out that way. Okay. It's flying out in the horizontal, and it landed on the other Cups cards. That's insane. So we have this energy here. It's like they feel like you're in a place of truly loving yourself and understanding yourself. Like you're confident, you shine and radiate from that confidence within. You're learning to love yourself. It's just a journey, and it's because you're so much further ahead than they are in the emotional game that they feel like there's no way they can catch up to you. It's like somebody who is basically comparing their chapter 1 to your chapter 30, or they're like comparing the start of their journey to the experience of yours, whatever it is, but they feel like there's no way they can emotionally catch up with you. And so their biggest thing here is trying to stay out of their head in these negative thoughts when you're around, because it's easy to be swept up by your positivity, and that's the only reason they want you around. Like, it's like to be swept out of their negativity. You may find that the reason you have to take off work is so that you can regenerate energy, right? Recoup. Find a recentering of your own energy, because these people, like I said, without realizing it, they are energetic vampires. It's not like they're intentionally trying to leech your energy. It's just they literally have no idea and no understanding of how to make themselves find energetic balance. And yeah, and so they take and they take and they take, and they have nothing to give back to you. And they don't realize it or see it that way, because when they look at you, they're like, here comes pile one. They're amazing. They're incredible. Like, they have all this great energy. Like, and there's the ones that are jealous. Like, here comes freaking pile one, with them thinking they're so good, and with them thinking that they're on top of the world. And you're not. Like, you're coming from a very genuine place, especially with the star and temperance here. Like, that's a very loving energy. Like, that is something that is very, again, that organic energy. It's something that's very original. It's not common. And because of that, you're going to have people who fall in love with you, and you're going to have people who absolutely can't stand you. That's the way it comes. That's how it goes. Because they're people who are mad that they don't have what you have, and then there are people like, whoa, like, pile one just makes me feel so good. But they have nothing to give you in return. They have nothing to offer you in return. Yeah, and then we have the 6 of coin on the bottom in the reverse, showing that there's nothing here that they can offer. People are greedy. They want your energy. With the Ace of coins in the reverse and the 6 of coins in the reverse here, it's like, this is very greedy with your energy. They just want you around. And so when you're not there, they're freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, my energy person is gone. Like, where are they? Like, they give me all this love. They give me all this light. They give me all this feel good. And now they're gone. Like, what do I do? And they're all like, again, that pity party coming through. When your energy is gone, when you're not there, if you take vacation, like, they're in a pity party and totally distraught the whole time you're gone. And of course, they're not going to tell you that. Like, why would anyone say something like that, right? Like, even for us truth tellers, like, that's something that, like, we would know that, oh, okay, wow, if I feel this way, this means I have to work on something within myself, right? But that's what it is. Yeah, and they think that you're very self-confident. They think that you are very loyal. You're very creative, right? Again, that energy we were talking about, like, you always are coming up with ideas and solutions. Like, that's very creative, right? And it's scary because it's like, without you, what do I do? We had rebirth flip over. So how do your coworkers secretly see you but won't say? They see you as always changing, ever changing, which is so synchronistic to what I was just saying, and how you're very original, and like this energy of always coming up with something new, always coming up with something that, like, if this doesn't work, let's try this. Even at work, like, you're like, if this doesn't work, let's try that. But you're very vocal about it, very open about it, especially with the air energy coming here. It's like that ability to connect with your throat chakra, the air, your heart chakra, the air, right? That's speaking and through the mind. And so you have these very spiritual connections that you're making here within yourself, and you're able to think it through, to speak it through, and to feel it through. And that's something that people notice a lot. And it's like you're constantly changing, but to you, it's more about being fluid. Look, we have wolf with instinct on the bottom. Yeah, you definitely have an instinctual feeling for life. And that's something that they notice right away about you. They're like, oh, pile one is always fought. They feel like intuition, it's instinct, gut feeling, however you want to put it. But it doesn't matter what comes your way. You just kind of feel your way around. I keep seeing, like, the feelers on bugs. You know, the little antennas that they're like this, and they keep, like, feeling. That's what I keep seeing right now. And I laugh because that was just such an odd image to come through. But that's what you do. You're just constantly feeling around, like, okay, is this working? No, let's go this way. Does this work? Oh, okay, this one feels okay. Let's try this. It's like you're just, like, willing to do it all, and they don't want to say that because I think a lot of them feel like they'd be giving you a big head. We have prosperity on the bottom with Peacock, 39. Yeah, they see you as someone who's very prosperous and who sees life from the eyes of a child, who sees life from a very prosperous place. I was like, what is on my table? It's little ashes from my sage. Okay, so let's see what we got here. South Node, destined to release. This is interesting that this came out, because this is what I was saying. None of these people have anything to give to you, right? They don't have it. I'm not telling you to leave your job. That's not what I'm telling you. That is not what I'm saying. What is coming through here, though, is that this is something that you've dealt with your whole life, is that people who take, and never give. And this is something that you're working on currently. This is where your journey has brought you to currently. Because you're such a loving, kind, compassionate person, you're also probably a deep empath, and you feel very, very close to those that are going through something. You feel it as though it's yours to feel. And you're learning how to differentiate that at this time. But you're learning how to release what's no longer serving you. You're learning how to release the comfort zone, which is so strange because I'm not using these cards, but I have them turned face up or up. I have them turned up. And this is on the bottom over here. We have South Node, comfort zone, clinging. And it's interesting that this was here on the bottom of that deck. I just put it out just in case I wanted to use it, but I'm not using it. And so it's just interesting, right? Another synchronicity. Like, that's so profound that this would come out for you. But we do have destined to release. And it's like you're letting go of what it is that you've always done. And that's to give to people who have nothing to give to you, but expect you to be their everything. I feel like that needs to be like that. Let's check out this one. Yeah, loyalty. Look, and we had that come out here with the Leo. See, there's this energy coming through where people really believe that because you're such a loyal person that you'll never ever leave them. Right? That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like you've been at this job for a long time, and so people take your loyalty in this job as a means of, oh, pile one will never leave. Pile one will never go. Pile one will always be here, and I'll always have my starlight, and I'll never have to worry about it. And so people keep showing up. But if you were to suddenly disappear from work, like, it would be amazing at how many people would probably leave because of that, or probably just try and figure out how to connect with you. And it's something that, like, you emotionally balance out the negativity in the workplace. It's like when you're there, you don't notice it because you're the one that's affecting the change, right? You're the one that's affecting the change, not everyone else. And so there's this sense of loyalty that's coming from you. But see, and that's the other thing here. When people are taking advantage of you in that way, they really believe that your loyalty is what's going to save them. Not you, them. Look at this. Look at this image. I didn't even notice this, but look at this image, this light, right? That's exactly, it's like you're touching him, okay? Like, this is you, and you're touching him, and you're bringing in this knowledge, this wisdom, this transformation. And the world looks so similar, right? We have oranges and yellows here in the back. It looks so similar, but outside the picture, it looks different. And it's like they're seeing the world differently. And so only when you're around do they see the world from a modicum of your perspective. But you're always this peaceful, serene individual that's coming here. And it's like they want to have what you have. And only when you're near them do they feel this change and this exchange of energies. 31 with partners. I keep my word and put my partnership first in all ways. Again, that sense of loyalty coming through here. With 4, 31 equaling 4 is like foundational. It's like sturdy, stability, and like all that. So they really believe that your foundation is built on loyalty and that that's going to save them from ever having to deal with life without you. And I feel like you're moving on to bigger and better things, whatever that is, whether that's a new position, whether that's a new job, whether that's a new idea on how you approach life from work aspect. But it's like you've been planning something, and it's like Source wants you to go after what you want, not to stick around for something out of loyalty here, because that's not saving you. It's saving everyone else who expects you to stick around just because they've noticed that you're loyal. And some of you may not have been in the position that you're in for very long, but there's that sense of loyalty that is coming through, that people really believe that you're not going to leave because maybe they feel like, oh, this is a different place than whatever pile one has been through. But really the feeling that I'm getting is like there's a sense of length and time attached to this. And so these are people who have known you for quite a while. These are people who've seen you for a while. And we have to remember, when we work full time, we become closer to those people than even the people at home because we see them more, right? We're awake with them more. And so sometimes people get it twisted and they're like, oh, well, I'm pile one's work family, so they'll never disgrace me. They'll never leave me. They'll never do this. But There's something that's calling you. And with South Node coming out here, there's something that's asking you to leave the old behind. And that could just be you leaving this old habit of giving to people who you know aren't going to give to you, even though you may care about them deeply. Because they're dragging you down. And you can see that in this reading. But they're not going to say that. And I feel like they know that. I feel like they know that they're an anchor in your life. That they want to keep you stuck. They don't want to be emotionally available. Look at this. They don't want to heal. And then we have the devil. Yep. And then the star in reverse. Look at that. Look at that. You're the complete opposite of them. You're the complete opposite. And they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to leave. So maybe you announced something recently that you're like, oh, I'm leaving. And I heard a retirement party. But it's like they're just doing it out of obligation. They're not doing it because they truly want you to leave. Like, it's like almost hoping that they'll be able to say something in turn that's going to make you stay. Right? But they're not going to outright and tell you that. They're not going to outright and tell you that. So this is what I have for you. This is your story. Leave a red heart down below in the comments and say, I am a loyal person. Right? So that other pile ones know that they're not alone. And give me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And with that being said, until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to pile number 2, this crystal quartz, or if you were drawn to this image, this is going to be your reading on how do your coworkers see you but won't say. I just ask that you keep an open mind, remembering that these are people's opinions and thoughts. It's not the truth, okay? And some of it may be the truth. You may resonate deeply with it, say, yeah, that is me. But remember that if something comes through and you feel like you don't resonate with it, it is just their thoughts, okay? So don't take it personal. It doesn't make it the truth. Keeping in mind they are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with you on a deeper level and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all of that linked down below in the description box. Also, you can follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where as of this video recording, the current podcast is all about prayer and just a reminder of how that works and what it can bring into our lives. I need the reminder always, and that's why I'm doing this podcast. And yeah, so that's there for you. If you are interested in a personal reading, send me an email. You'll find my email in the description box. I will let you know further information as well as how many spots are open for the week. I do have a certain amount. They do fill up rather quickly, and it is a first come, first serve, okay? Excellent. So I think that's everything. Also, if you get a chance and you didn't check out the intro, I do have a humongous thank you in the intro for you, for everyone that is a part of the channel, as well as a beautiful prayer for you to listen to. So if you've got some time, definitely check that out. But let's get into your reading and find out some more. So source, for pile number 2, how did their coworkers see them but won't say? Source, how does pile 2's coworkers see them but won't say? Okay, so we've got 6th house, Virgo energy, and the sun. Ooh, you're somebody that's definitely routine is what I keep hearing. Like, everything has to be done a certain way. You're very detail oriented. You're very much like pay attention to the nuances and the small things, right? And it's never the big details. It's always the small details that bring success. And that's exactly how they feel. Like, you're always someone who pays attention to the minute details. Someone who they're not going to be able to get something passed, right? Like, you are very clear about how you want things. You could very well have a much higher position in the company than most people do. And if you don't, like, you're working your way up to that. And that's something that will come with time. It does feel like, and people are aware of that. Your coworkers are very aware of that. And it's just, they also do feel like you may have some kind of ego. Like, you are someone who pushes people off, but not like you're necessarily doing it in a bad way, or in even like what is it, like you're not doing it on purpose. Like it's just you have work to do. And so if you've got something going on, say you have a big project due, okay, this is what the energy is. It's like you have a big project due and it's like somebody wants to come and chat about their life with you. You basically say, look, I appreciate you wanting me to talk to you, but I don't have time for this. And you're like, I got to get back to this project. And you send them on their way, and they feel a little hurt by something like that, right? Like, oh, well, pile 2 doesn't even want to talk to me, but they're not seeing it for what it is, right? It's you having to put your head down and to work. And it's like, I just don't have time to dilly-dally with what you want to dilly-dally on. Like, just don't have time. And so people, that's why people are saying like you're coming at it from a very egoic place, like very standoffish, very heated. It's like a heated place. But at the when you are available, like that's the thing, they can't figure you out, because when you are available, you're very kind and compassionate and warm, and you do want to hear the story, but that's when you have time. So maybe on your breaks, you like to talk to people on your breaks, or you like to build network on your breaks, right? But that's break time. That's your time to do what you want to do. But when the clock is ticking, your head down, your square down, you're not worried about anything other than what is in front of you and doing that as it comes. And that's the thing that people, they can't figure it out, because it's like, well, when we're at lunch, we have great conversations, but why can't I stop by your office and talk to you for 10 minutes, you know, during the day while we're at work? And it's like, because you're like, look, I'm on the clock, like I'm getting paid. You take it very seriously, right? And that's something that Virgo energy does. It's very serious about the daily routines, the work routines, how you show up. Your work ethics are very strong. You've always had a very strong work ethic. I feel like in school, you were somebody that was a very, like, if you weren't straight A student, you were one of the top students. You had a lot of good grades. And even if you struggled with grades, like, you never stopped showing up. You're like, okay, even if I'm struggling with my grades, like, I'm still going to keep showing up, because I know that eventually I'll get to where I'm going. Even if I'm passed with C's, as long as I'm passing, or whatever your grade system is, because I know it's different. But where I grew up, it was A, B, C, and D. A's being the highest, D's being the lowest, F's when you didn't get a D. Failures, right? Okay. But anyways, it's like you do you see that fly just show up? Like, persistence, that's what it was. You're very persistent in your life. You're very persistent in your job. And so you either have moved up in the company and your coworkers see you as someone who's always on the go and always moving up, and they don't want to say anything, or you're very much on the path to do so. But the thing is that's really coming through is that they see you as someone who can be either nice or very cruel, and they don't want to say that, because when you're nice, they like that. They like when you're nice. They like when you show up. They like when you show them kindness and compassion. But it's interesting, because I'm just going to mention this. Usually I look at these cards at the end, but I keep getting drawn to this image. It's like this image of being a leader. But look at how you're standing here by yourself. Like, you're not someone who's surrounded by others. You're very much on this journey by yourself. But it's almost like this sense of you like it like that. Like you're fine with that. Like, it's like, cool, when I can talk to people, I'm going to talk to people. But I also take my journey very seriously, whatever that is at work, right? Like, it's like the path in work I take very seriously. Like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. You probably have a day planner that you schedule every day. It's like color-coded. I feel like it's very organized. It'd be like someone would look at that and be like, whoa, how did you do this? And you're like, I just do it. And they're like, yeah, no, but how? And you're like, what do you mean how? Like, I write down what I need to do. It's all color-coded. It's all this. It's all that. And they're all sitting there like, man, my day planner is basically empty. And I only write in it when I have a doctor's appointment. And you're probably over there like, what? Like, no, like, I need to have everything planned out. Like, very much detail-oriented here. But they see that as a very successful trait. Also, there is a little bit of jealousy coming in, but we'll get some more on that. It was just something that I felt at the very end here. I think that it comes from the fact that you're capable of putting your nose down and grinding. Oh, yeah. So, have you ever heard of Astronaut in the Ocean? You know, what you know about rolling down in the deep? Brain gets numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Okay, so there's this part in there where he says, You cannot not match my grind, so please do not waste my time. Okay, there's like this little part in there, and that's what I heard right now. Like, you cannot, or you cannot match my grind, so please do not waste my time. like, like I feel like that's how you are, and they're like, okay. And so there's some sense that your coworkers see you as someone that's very competitive, even though I don't feel like you really are. You just grind. Like, you just know what needs to be done, and so you do it. You don't question. You're not sitting around like, hey boss, what do I need to do? You're like, oh, I know I need to do this, so I'm gonna go and do it. And so your coworkers see you as somebody that's competition, but at the same time, it's like they're like jealous because they can't keep up. They can't do what you do. They can't show up the way you show up. And it's like, it's not even that hard. Like, I feel like if they just sat down and saw everything that you did in the day, then they would realize that it's not that hard at all. So let's get some tarot out on it and find out some more. Oh, I feel like your dice gave me a lot of information. So source, how does pile number 2's coworker see them but won't say? Okay, thank you. Alright, source, how does pile 2's coworker see them but won't say? That's the one. That's the one. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. These people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. That's such a great song. You should just check it out anyways. It's like 2 minutes long. It's like one of those songs you wish was longer, but you're glad that it's not, because it's just like, what else would they say? Like, you know, we've got the 3 of Cups on the bottom and the up right here. It's like, yeah, they'd really like to build something with you emotionally, but look at this. Is weird. These two came out together in pile 1. Look at all these cup cards here. So some people, they're mad. They're upset that you're further than they are, that you're able to build this and you're not worried about it. Like, when you show up, you're able to do what you need to. You're able to build emotional connections, but then the minute you leave, they're left in a so I'm hearing a vacuum. It's like a vacuum without your energy, right? But they feel like it's only one-sided. It's only, you know, when it looks good for pile 2. It's only when it looks good for this. But what they're not seeing is that this is an illusion of their own emotional turmoil. You're not there. Pile 2, let me just be a reminder here. You're not there to make everybody feel better. you got to worry about making yourself feel better, right? Yeah, this is crazy. You may have resonated with pile 1, or you may have come from pile 1. If not, that you don't have to watch pile 1 at all. It's going to have its own energy, but yeah, this is a trip. How do they see you? Honestly, if I'm being honest, this is how they feel when they're with you. It's not necessarily how they see you, but it's how they feel when they're with you. Like, they feel like they need to be impulsive just to have a stand in their own. Like, if they don't do something that's radical, if they don't do something that really stands out, that they're not going to be seen because you're the one that gets all the attention. And again, the only reason you get the attention is because you're a hard worker. Like, that should be rewarded. We should be rewarding hard work and not manipulation, right? And this feels like someone that's very manipulative, or a group of people who are very manipulative. But how do they see you? They see you as someone who works hard. They see you as someone who shows up. And then they're left in the throes of their own emotional turmoil, like their own emotional upsets. So they become cold, they become distant, they feel like they need to jump through hoops just to be even held a candle to your light. And so how they see you is they blame you for being stuck in their position. They blame you for being stuck in the way that they are in life, which is kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Because they're not dealing with their own, like that. Okay, so if you have somebody that is lazy, this is the example they're giving me. If you have somebody that's lazy and you showed up and you're not, right? Like I said, you take work very seriously. You show up to work, and so you have somebody that's a coworker that's lazy, and you know they're lazy, but you don't say anything. You just let them do their thing because that's their problem. They got to deal with it. Well, that lazy person now is like, well, I've been here for 15 years, and why is it all of a sudden pile 2 is coming in and getting all this recognition? I've been here the longest. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter over hard work, and especially for people who actually appreciate and reward hard work. So if you're in a position where your bosses are like, yeah, we reward hard work, and they've said that to everybody, and you're like, cool, if I show up and work hard, let's see if they actually stand by their word. So you worked hard, you're getting rewarded for that hard work. But that person that's been there for 15 years, they're over there like, well, but I've been here longer, and they're still trying to convince this person it's not about the length of time, it's about how hard you work. Right? There are people like that. They feel like just because they have tenure on you, or because they're older, or because they're more educated or whatever, they feel like they just deserve to be given positions, or they deserve to be given accolades. And at the same time, there is like, that doesn't even exist in the real world. That's just an emotional egoic point of view. It's a very twisted perspective on life, and that's exactly what happens here. So how do they secretly see you? They see you as the bane of their existence. But whatever they're not doing is on them, right? Whatever they're not doing is their problem. That has nothing to do with you. They don't want to change. They don't want to realize, to face the reality of their own work ethic. Because when you come in, like I said, like, you're seen as someone who's cold when you're working, but warm when you're on break. Like, when you're able to give to another person, you give to another person. Like, but it's when you're working, it's like, look, they told me if I work hard, I'm going to get rewarded, so I'm going to grind. That line in the song. You cannot not match my, what is it? You cannot match my grind, so please do not waste my time. Like, that's what keeps coming through. It's like you're in this place of being able to set boundaries, but see, you're still coming out as someone who's emotionally capable of building connections. But then leave others in this illusion of their own mishaps, right? And that's them. Don't ever take that personal, how another person is coming through. But there's this anger that's coming in right now that, freaking pile 2, here they come with their, thinking they're so good, thinking that they know what to do, thinking they're better than everyone, and you're over there like, I'm not. I just asked what needed to be done in the beginning, and I did it. I didn't question it. Yeah, it's illusions again. Especially when it comes to the idea of money. You guys, in your position, your company could give out like commissions or bonuses or things like that, and you may get those bonuses, and it may be difficult because you may be in also a job where they really go out of their way to say, oh, hey, pile 2 did this month, so they're getting a bonus. They might not say how much the bonus is, but they might just use that as like incentive for others to work harder. And that may put you in a position where you're looked at even more so by your coworkers as someone that's just like, oh, why are they getting rewarded? Like, we've never been rewarded like this. And, I feel like you have not been in the position as long as so many people on your team or in your job have been. It doesn't make you less qualified. Like, you are qualified because you know what you're doing, and that's regardless of where you got your experience at. You know what you're doing, but they don't see that. They just see you as some young buck coming in and stepping on their toes, and that's how they see you. Of course, they're not going to say that, because then they would have to admit that they're upset, right? Yeah, this is interesting. The energy coming through here, definitely a balance. You're balanced in the way that you show up, right? You're balanced. I feel like your superiors see you as a balanced individual. You're capable of doing what needs to be done, but you're not so locked into work that you're not having a good time when you need to have a good time. Like, it's like when you're at work, you're at work. But when you're home, you're home. And that's the thing. It's like they know that they're not going to call you into work. Because I feel like you're not the one that's just always giving yourself away. Oh, I'll be available. Like, I do feel like you're like, okay, cool. When I'm here, I'll give you 100% of what I've got. But when I'm not here, You're getting exactly what it is, 0%. And don't expect me to come back when, you know, it's my day off, because that's my day off. And if that upsets my rewards, then cool. And some of you may go in on your day off, but it's like something that there's like some sort of balance here that you have, and they see that and they don't understand, because I feel that there are some people here that are working extra hours and they're still not getting the praise that you're getting. They're still not getting looked at the way that you're getting looked at in the company. And it's like, well, I work freaking 80 hours a week and pile 2 only puts in their 40. Like, what the heck is going on? And it's like they're not seeing how balanced you are and how that brings clarity to your situation. So we have these 2 cards come out. What do we have here? Yeah, we have the Fool in reverse. These are they're manipulative people. They're very manipulative. These are people who really, I can't get away from that idea. They really believe that just having time, let the train go by. They all honk the horns differently. It is so weird. Or pull the horns. I don't know how a train horn works, but blares the horn, whatever. But these are people who really believe that they can manipulate others around them into giving them what they want, just based on this idea that I have X amount of years of experience. But if you don't use your experience, you lose your experience, right? And so it's like they expect to be seen for something that they knew 15 years ago, and they were way ahead of the game, but they never used it because they were just sitting on it and saying, oh, this got me my position here, this got me my raise, this got me that. And then they started getting lackadaisical, and when they got lackadaisical, everything else just kind of like took off around them. Especially if it's been like that, like time like that, you know, like in the last 15 years, all of the world has changed. You can't expect not to keep up with it if you're not using what you have. Yeah, boundaries. That's the thing. Like, you've set firm boundaries against a lot of these people. That's what I'm saying. Like, I do feel like you're someone who is very aware of who's for you and who's against you, and you do not give time to those that are against you. You're like, oh, I know that one, they spread rumors about me. I know that they have a problem with me. I know that they're always trying to argue with me. I know that, like, you have very good discernment. And your coworkers, they know that, and they can't penetrate that. Like, there's no coming in and saying, like, oh, I've got the run on pile 2, because they don't. Yeah, and so you just offer what's necessary. And everyone else thinks it's unfair that you've made this money, or that you've made these bonuses, or that you've made this position that you have. But you had a choice. You had a choice to either play the games that they were playing, or you had a choice to limit your contact with them and really let yourself raise up to the next level, which I feel like you did. But they're not going to say that to you. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, well, you're just someone who doesn't care about your coworkers. Like, I don't come to work to make a family. I come to work to work. Like, if somebody has a problem with that, then that's on them. Like, I'm here to make a paycheck at the end of the day. That's really what it is. But you've also grown, and you've gone up in the company. You've experienced a lot that a lot of people with tenure have not. And I keep saying tenure. It's not that you don't have tenure. You very well could, but it's just, I feel like this feels like 1 or 2 energies coming in who've been there longer. They could have only been there for a week longer than you, right? Like 1 week, but they still think like they deserve more than whatever you're getting. Because they're so wrapped up in their own idea of who they are. They're that ego, right? The emotional ego saying like, I'm better than you. I can do more than you. I'm this, I'm that, whatever it is. They're so wrapped up in that they can't actually even take a step back and see the work that you're putting in. Whereas there are a lot of coworkers who do see the work that you're putting in, but again, that energy of being very subjective about who you give your energy to, right? A lot of you are from pile 1. I'm just gonna say it. A lot of you watched on from pile 1. So, yeah. That is in no way a requirement that if you didn't, you have to watch pile 1. But if you'd like to, or if you were drawn to pile 1 too, you might want to check it out. There might be some other messages in there for you. But for as much as I shuffled these cards before I came onto your reading, and as much as the energies are that are coming through here. So we do have Shaman on the bottom here with ancient healing wisdom. Yeah, you're a very wise individual. And I do feel like with this energy coming out, like this is about healing. This card is about healing, but it's interesting with this card coming out on the bottom here, I'm not getting necessarily a healing energy as much as I am like you're just wise enough to know what to say and when to say it. Right? Which is, that goes back to that idea of discernment. Whoa, okay, you're getting two. Yeah, we did have release come out on the bottom here with Jaguar number 9. So you're definitely letting go of this idea that you have to be one in the family. Like, it's like letting it go. So we had beauty with Swan come out. Like, you're blinded to how beautiful you appear to a lot of people in your job. Like, that's the thing. They do see you as someone to look up to, right? They do see you as someone to look up to, but at the same time, it's like feeling like they may be betraying some of their other coworkers. You know, when you come in, why do they even have this thing? But have you heard of work wife or work husband or work brother, work sister? I mean, there's this idea that, yes, you spend so much time with people at work, but there's this strange idea going around that like that. I've met a couple of work wife and husband together, and the way they act at work, it's like, oh, everyone says that we should be married. And it's like, yeah, but you have spouses at home and you act like this at work together. Like, there should be some line of professionalism here. And I feel the whole reason I'm bringing this up is I feel like you draw that line and it's like people wish that they could get closer to you, right? To kind of gain more access to this. How do they do this? Like, how can I do this? And it's like you just very much draw the line. You're like, look, I'm not like it. I don't want to work husband. I don't want to work wife. Like, I'm here to work. I'm here to make money so I can live my life. And that's what you do. You're a very authentic person with authenticity and wolf coming through here. But that's also what makes you so beautiful. And there's not, I mean, really, it's kind of odd that people would say that. I do feel like some people have tried to get you to cross that line, that barrier. Like, you may have had someone like, oh, we're like work wife and work husband, or vice versa. And you're like, no, I don't do that. I'm sorry. Like, I do feel like you are someone who very much draws that line. Like, you just like, I don't want to do that. Like, if you think it's cute and funny, that's fine, but I'm not going to play into that. Yeah, we have full moon completion. You get things done. They see you as someone who completes things. Like, I do feel like your higher ups absolutely appreciate all the work that you've done. You could have a few higher ups that are jealous of you, but I'm not feeling that at all. Like, I really feel like they like to use you as someone to incentivize other workers. Like, it's like, oh, check out what pile 2 is accomplishing. Check out what they've done in the last week. Check out what they've done in the last month, in the last 6 months, whatever. They're like, look at all the things that they've completed. Look at how far they've come. You know, like, we'll do the same thing if you show up and work hard. And so it's kind of put you into a weird place, because it's like, not only are you getting the accolades for the work you're doing, but it's like being put out in the open like that is it's putting you in a very vulnerable spot, right? Like, it's like, oh, now I got to deal with all these people. I got to deal with what they're thinking, like, and how they feel. And so I feel like that's also why you only give very little to others. Mars, yeah, move forward and defend self. I love that this had to be the last one that was flipped over here, because that's exactly what it is. Like, you're just like, you put down the line. That's what I was saying. Like, you're not into that, oh, we're work husband and wife, or oh, we're work buddies, or you may even not hang out with people at work. Like, you're probably like, nope, that's work. This is my life, and I keep my life separate from my work life, and I'm happy about that. And that's actually what allows you to work even harder while you're there. Your coworkers, they do see you as a leader. They do see you as someone who's very quickly moving into leadership positions if you're not. They see you as someone who's very wise and willing to teach them things too. So there are a lot of coworkers that you have around you that see you as someone that they can go and ask questions to, that they can get guidance from, that they can, you know, find out more about the company policies, you know, whatever it is that they need to know. They feel like they can come to you. But you do have a couple of snakes in the pond. You do have a couple of people who are trying to mess things up for you. And they're just saying here, keep keep heading straight on your journey because you're going somewhere good, okay? You also may be getting ideas on the side for yourself outside of work, and they're saying to definitely look into those further. You are very capable of balancing multiple things at once, so don't be afraid to learn outside of work things that are working for you, okay? That was a very specific message that came through. But we do have here, like, number 10, another completion. 10 is the completion number. You're bearing the fruit of your efforts. It says, I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. Yeah, so it's like the people who do gain access to you, they do value that insight. They value that time that they're allowed with you. But then there are others who are mad because they feel like you just cut them out and they don't understand why you've cut them out, because they don't understand what it is to keep work and home life separate. Like I'm getting this image, like when you go outside the work door, I'm getting this image of you taking off an imaginary coat, hanging it up outside the work door, and then when you go home, you drive all the way home, and then you stop right out front the door and you put on your imaginary home coat. And it's like some kind of visualization that you do when you leave work and you come home, or when you leave home and you go to work, that really helps you keep them very separate. Okay, and that's the image that I'm getting. I liked your reading. This is a lot of fun, actually. So if it resonated, if this is your reading, leave an orange heart down below in the comments and say, I am a wise teacher. Leave me a thumbs up, but I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. And I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, Pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow humans. If you were drawn to this crystal court, or if you were drawn to this image or this card during the shuffle, this is your reading on how do your coworkers see you but won't tell you. So we will go ahead and get into it. Check that card out towards the end. We'll ask the dice first. So keep in mind, these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And if you are interested in supporting the channel further, all of those links will be down below in the description box, where you can follow me on over to my podcast, where the current podcast is all about prayer and what that means and what it can bring into your life. This is just a reminder for myself, as well as I feel like we all need that reminder that it is so important to have in our lives. You guys can also send me an email if you're interested in a personal reading. Just to let you know, I do have a finite amount of spots available each week, so let me know what you're interested in. I will get you out some more information, as well as how many spots are left. It is first come, first serve. I believe that is everything. Oh, and if you are interested and you have some time, make sure you watch the intro, the video. It's where I give you guys a huge shout out, a big thank you, as well as there is a beautiful prayer at the beginning for you as well. So let's go ahead and get into the dice and find out. Source, how do Pile 3's coworkers see them but won't say? How do Pile 3's coworkers see them but won't say, Source? What messages can you give to us? What information would you like them to know about how Pile 3's coworkers see them but won't say? Okay, oh, and real quick, I do just want to say these are opinions and thoughts of other people coming through. It does not make it true, so don't take it personal. If it's something you don't like, just remember it is how someone else is thinking about you, or the information that's coming through. That is in no way how you are personally, okay? So I will connect with your energy and we'll get into that deeper. We've got second house, Mercury and Capricorn energy coming through here. So they see you as someone who's very abundant and someone who's a leader and a really good communicator. When we talk about Capricorn, Capricorn is the father of the zodiac, right? So someone who is a breadwinner, someone who is there to provide, but someone who is very disciplined and is capable of going the length and not afraid. It's like, I keep hearing that song, I can go the distance, I can find my way. From, what is that, from Hercules? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, like that. I can go the distance, right? Like, they take very methodical steps. They take one foot in front of the other. They know it's going to take a long time, but they're not afraid to put that time in. They're not afraid to put that effort in because they know they're going to be rewarded for what they do. So when we have Virgo next to second house here, we're talking about material possessions, wealth, the way you appear to others, luxurious. You're able to enjoy things that a lot of people aren't able to. It's because you work really hard. You may save your money, and it's regardless of how you get there, it's like others see you as someone who is very well off. They see you as someone who's very capable of buying and living the life that they wish they could. And so your coworkers are in this place of like, oh, pile 3 is someone who they maybe get paid a lot more than we do, or maybe you just have a different type of position that most people have. Like, you may have a position that only belongs to you, and because of that, no one really knows exactly what you do or how much you get paid. And it's like very much personal to you, which is good. It should be. We shouldn't be talking about how much we get paid with anybody because it's not anybody's business. But this talks about really just coming into this place of understanding that you have worked really hard to get what you want, and maybe you asked for it, and because you asked for it, they created this position for you because they realized there was a need for it. It's not like you just asked willy-nilly. Like, that's not what it came from. It came from trying to fulfill a space that was empty upon work. Like, you had probably took on this responsibility and it started taking over a lot of your time. And because of that, you went to somebody in the higher ups and you said, look, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing constantly for the company. This is what I'm constantly doing for my job. This is outside the scope of my job description. So we need to really come to some sort of understanding or determine how this is going to work for us moving forward. And they were like, yeah, you know what? You're right, pile 3. We don't want to just leave you hanging. Let's go ahead and make a position for you. Let's talk about finances. Let's talk about that. And because of that, you are seen as someone who is very well educated. You're seen as someone who's very adaptable to situations. And your coworkers see you as somebody who has a lot. They see you as somebody, I can't make that up, as someone is as abundant. You have a lot of money. That's what I keep seeing. Like, I keep seeing a bankroll. Like, oh, pile 3 has a lot of money. Pile 3 has a lot. They do a lot. But you're very slow moving. And that's the thing. So it's like, there's some coworkers that may be upset that this position only belongs to you. Like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Or I've noticed that for a lot longer than pile 3 did. But it also comes down to, like, people are seeing you in your job as someone who knows that when you take a step, it's a very calculated step. It's not like, I'm just going to jump at it. No, it's like, I have done the research, I've done the time, I've put in the effort, I put in the work, I put in the hours, I put in whatever it was, and I went after what I wanted. And so when we have second house here, it is an ability to draw to you, to attract to you that Venusian energy, to attract to you what it is that you desire. And so I feel like you're in a position right now, whereas it may be challenging for you, pile 3, I don't feel the stresses like I did with pile 1 and 2. I don't feel that. I feel like you actually really enjoy what you do because it's something that you created. It's something that you had a part in determining that this was going to be a part of your life. And so if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That's just a very specific message coming through here for someone, that this is a position that you truly enjoy and you actually really do like showing up for it every day. So you as the father of the zodiac, right, with this Capricorn energy, as the father of the zodiac, you show up no matter what. Like, you're willing to show up. You're willing to be the father. You're willing to take the constructive criticism. You're willing to put in the necessary effort. You're willing to be that support system in this position, is what it feels like. And so your coworkers are seeing that, right? They do see that. But let's get a little bit deeper into it. I can find my way. I can go the distance. I don't remember all the words, but that keeps coming through. Yeah, like, I found my way. I found my way. That's what I keep hearing through that song. It keeps coming through. It's, you are learning how to manifest and create the life you've always wanted. Even if you are working a 9 to 5, like, you realize that it's like, that's fine. I can still find happiness and joy and freedom in this position. And it's giving me an ability to see that, okay, if I can create it within a company, you may be even thinking soon about finding a way to go out on your own or to create some kind of entrepreneurship on your own. So Source, how does pile 3's coworker see them but won't say? How does pile 3's coworker see them but won't say? Whoa, okay. And 2 cards flying out over here and just like, phew, pew pew. How does pile 3's coworker see them but won't say? You must be a very goofy person. Alright. Yeah, Star. And then we have, look, we have Taurus energy with the second house. That's Taurus energy. This is peeking out over here. What's this? Someone who is extremely successful. So I'm definitely getting boss or CEO vibes from you. That does not have to be true, but that's just definitely kind of how you present yourself, which makes sense, you know, with Capricorn energy, like the boss energy, like it's not Aries energy, which is connected to the Emperor. But we're talking about that, like, just, so I'm not joking. What I just heard and why I'm laughing is I heard a work daddy. That's funny to me. But you could be a work mommy too. But what I was saying is, like, that's what came through as a work daddy. Like, you just show up, you do your work, you work hard for what you have. But it's more than working hard. Like, you are constantly trying to streamline your position. You're trying to keep it simple enough that you can always, you know, if you needed to, you could pass it off to somebody. It would be easy to explain. But at the same time, you're also trying to build it in a way where there's always going to be a need for you to fulfill this position. Like, giving your ideas, giving your thoughts, your insights. You're always looking towards what's going to streamline this better for the future. If some kind of new program comes out that's going to help you, you're like on it. You're going to research it. You're going to see it. And people are watching you from afar and they're seeing you shine and they're kind of like, whoa, hold up. Like, how did they create this? This came out in every pile. Yeah, it's something that they wish they were able to do, but they can't because they don't have the thought process that you do. Nor do they have the work ethic. This, again, with Taurus energy and the Knight of Coins, we're talking about very slow-moving energy. Like, this is not something that you did overnight. Like, you could have taken 2 years, 3 years, 4 years before you ever even presented this idea to your company. But you had your eye on the prize and you never gave up and you kept going, you kept moving. And when you presented it, it's like you sat down with a business plan, you sat down with an itinerary, you sat down with everything you needed. Shoot, you probably had a presentation, right? You know you're playing on PowerPoint over there. You know you were pulling it out. But you presented it to them in a way that they were like, they understood that they needed it. And so there are people who are jealous. There are people who are mad. There are people who this is rubbing their demons the wrong way. But then there are others who are just like kind of sitting back and letting you shine to see what other things you can bring to the company. I did hear, oh, is it going to come back? I did hear it. Not marketing. No. I'll see if it comes back. So we have the Tower, well, the House of God reversed. We have the Two of Cups. Yeah, again, you love this. Look at this sunshiny day. I don't know what that's from. I really don't. That's just what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, there are people who don't want to look at the fact that you did what you needed to do. Because, see, that's the thing. I feel like around you, there are a lot of people who hate not what you're doing, what your job entails. Like, not your job, but the job that you work at. Like, the company, they hate what it entails. They hate showing up. And there are just going to be people like that. It takes a very rare person to actually enjoy the work that they do. But we have that here with the Two of Cups and the Sun coming out together next to the Star here. It's like people see you at work as someone who really enjoys what they do. Like, they see you always, maybe you look younger every day that you come in, or you're just excited to be there. You're like bounding into work and you're not afraid to show up early and leave late, and you still come in with a smile on your face. There's like a sense of excitement that they see in you. But there's also this energy coming from them where it's like they don't want to see the fact that you've worked slow, long, and hard hours to get to where you are. No pun intended. Somebody laughed. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. Yeah. No, like for real. Like they don't want to see that. And so there could be rumors that go around about you. There could be them spreading rumors about you with this House of God in the reverse. This is someone who's seeing you shine, but a group of people who just blatantly disregard the amount of effort that you've put in to get them to where you are. Just don't even want to see it. I don't even want to pay attention to that because it's easier to blame you for their hardships than it is to take accountability for where they're at in their own journey. Or the fact that they don't have any ideas like that. And you know what? That's okay. You could be an Aquarius. I'm getting that really strong right now. You could absolutely be an Aquarius. That's very, very, very specific. But just very different energy here. And you like big change. You like sudden change. And that also goes against what a lot of people around you like because they don't like change. And so that change is happening so fast for them. And your position could instill change. So like if you got into a position where you now have control over other people in the company and you needed to make a change so that things were more streamlined like we were talking about, it's like that change is really kind of putting them in a bad position. And so there's this isn't even jealousy that's coming out. Like this is just sheer resentment. And so they resent you, but they're not going to say that because they don't have the position that you hold. They don't have the position you hold. So they see you as someone who's successful though. They do see you as like they want to have the things that you have, but it's like they also it's not even about like, oh, they got what I deserve. Like that's not what this is. Like they just plain out realize like I would have never ever considered that. I would have never ever seen that. Or if people they did see it, like they just how you approached it, they're willing to admit the fact that they would have never approached it the way that you did because they know that they would have never gotten the opportunity that you did. But they also didn't see the opportunity, and if they did, they just plainly didn't take it. I feel like there's a lot of similar energies coming out with this. So, Source, please get some clarifying cards here for pile number 3. I keep getting drawn to this 2 of Cups. There may be somebody in your office that's in love with you. Yeah, it's like maybe somebody at work that's deeply in love with you. Like they're inspired by what it is that you've done with the company. They're inspired by what it is that you've done just in general in the time frame that you've been there. I do feel like you're partners with somebody as well. Like you have a partnership with not like a love partnership, but like a friendship and a business partnership that's building. It's like a budding friendship. And you bounce ideas off of each other and you both help each other to become successful. And that's where it's like people are like, oh, well, pile 3 wouldn't be where they're at if it wasn't for this other person. Or they think this other person wouldn't be where they're at if it wasn't for you. But when we have the House of God in reverse, this is emotional ego at its finest. Like this is... Look at this fly that just landed on my hand. Do you see that? Oh, no, you guys can't see it. If I move, it's probably going to come out. But yeah, it's like... See it? Bouncing around? Climbing around? Got on the stars? Crawling all over the table here? Not even moving? This is that I'm better, but I can't do what they're doing. Look at this fly. He just wants to be a part of this video, I guess. I don't know. Get out of here, fly. Go away. Sorry, Source. I just don't want the fly around. Oh, flies are terrible here. But flies do equate to persistence. Sometimes they equate to dirtiness. You know, like they're just dirty. So these could be people who are did dirty things to the company or did dirty things behind your back, and they think that it's unfair that, you know, you're given this opportunity or that you took this opportunity more or less. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like you took this opportunity. Yeah, someone's heart is broken. Ay, señorita. Okay. someone feels like you left them hanging. But I feel like this is someone who never said anything that they liked you or that they cared about you that way, or this is like someone who from afar admires you and just knows that they're never ever going to be able to, like fraternization, right? Like it's just not a thing. I can't. This card came out in every pile. So did the star. And the freaking, so there's a lot of underlying energies that are coming out. And in the same way, the star in the upright, strength in the reverse, and temperance in the upright came out in every pile. Every pile. And I cannot tell you how many times I shuffled after each pile. Like it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. But there's an underlying energy coming through here. They're seeing you as someone that's balanced, someone that, you know, like that's why I was saying that work daddy. Like that's what it is. I feel like there's somebody in the shadows. Because I'm hearing that song, standing in the shadows, feeling I deserved it, feeling invisible, believing I deserved it. I don't remember how that song goes, but that's what I'm hearing right now. Yeah, they're like standing in the shadows and they're looking at you and they're like, oh, like I'm just gonna be invisible because they're just gonna break my heart. This feels very hijacked, to be honest with you, but they see you as someone who's very balanced. Your coworkers do see you as someone who's balanced, who's capable, who has authority. They see you as someone who's healing aspects of the company, bringing, bringing water to the fire is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Ceasing the flames. So there might have been some sort of corruption that you helped negate. And because of that, it's like you're looked at as someone who's helping in a very profound way. But there's this energy as well. It's like this could just be admirers. Maybe you're a very good looking individual and they're just admiring you from afar. And so it's like, oh, they wish they could have you, but they know they can't because you have company policies put in place to prevent that. Or because they're not on the, like if you're in management and they're just at the bottom of the totem pole or whatever it is, right? But there's also this brokenheartedness of saying, like, why didn't I come up with that, right? So if that other energy doesn't resonate with you, it's just saying, like, why didn't I come up with what pile 3 came up with? And it's like they still at the same time know that they're not capable of coming up with these ideas. Yeah. Yeah, and so you moved forward. You moved forward seeing an opportunity. You know, the sun is all type of opportunities. All type of advancement, all type of happiness, all type of good things. And you got recognition and payment equating to that. This one was a weird one. Honestly, I'm going to be honest, pile 3. This is a weird reading for me. Because it's like, I never understand why people feel the way that they do when it comes to people who work hard. You know, like if you work hard, you should just be appreciated that you work hard. But when you work hard, it just seems like people have such a problem with it. You have this on either side of the spectrum. You have people who really look up to you because you work hard, but then you have people who are just completely disgusted by the fact that you work hard. But they do see you as someone who does take action. And I do feel like these are people who are under you, and they're not going to say that because they don't want you, you know, to get a big head or whatever it is, or because they're so used to being quiet. You know, a lot of people, they want things in life that they themselves won't do. Like, that's really what it comes down to. So it's like, they want to be congratulated on their hard work, but they themselves would not congratulate another person on their hard work. That's really, really what's coming through. Okay, so what's peaking? Hold on. What's peaking? Let's see. So we did have the Emperor come out in the reverse, and we have the Hermit coming out in the reverse. And what's this? The 7 of Cups coming out in the reverse, and we have the 7 of Wands all coming out in the reverse. Yeah, so these are people who are very manipulative. Like, we have the Ace of Wands. You're a very action-oriented person. You have people who are very manipulative, people who don't know how to set boundaries, people who don't know how to make themselves better, become the better version of themselves. You have people who get lost in lost causes. These are people who would fall for like Let's be real. These are people who fall for Ponzi schemes because of the idea of riches. And you're not doing this for the riches. You're doing it because it's something that challenges your mind. And so there's people who notice that. There's people who see that. Look, we have the sun coming out in the reverse here. 5 of coins coming out in the reverse with the 4 of swords, the 9 of swords. Okay. Yeah, so they see you as someone who is gaining abundance quickly. And there's a huge change. Like here we have that change is coming in, but the other people here who are mad because they feel like you got an opportunity that they should have had, but it's different. It's not like they should have had it. It's just they're like, why is it? Oh, okay, there we go. Thank you, source. Like I was trying to figure out this energy. It's this energy of saying, pile 3, you were given an opportunity that actually worked. It actually worked for you. And you have coworkers that see you as someone who's able to find opportunities that work, and they're over here in their feeling because none of the opportunities that they have ever taken have worked for them, because these are people who fall very quickly for lies and schemes and scams, and you made an opportunity for yourself, which is completely different. Right? That's completely different. But I still get this sense that there's somebody here in the background that loves you, or that maybe had said that they love you, or maybe said they had feelings for you, and it either feels like a company policy, or you're just plainly not interested in them that way. Just like, nope, that's not, I'm not in it to win it like that. Like, that's not what I'm after. And I don't know why that keeps coming through, but it's a very strong energy right now. Very strong energy. There are a lot of your coworkers who do see you as someone who they can look up to. Yeah, look, we have Venus energy coming in here. So we have Taurus, the second house, and Venus all coming through. It says, give and receive love, find value, and see beauty. Yeah, you're someone who's very a magnet for the law of attraction. Like, you become a magnet, and it's like people look up to you because of that in your job. But there's this energy underlying that it's like, there's like, not that I wish I had what you had, but trying to understand how you made it work. Like, yeah, fog veiled. Yeah, they're trying to understand. They're trying to see, how did pile 3 make this work? How did pile 3 get this opportunity? How did they create an opportunity when I am given opportunity after opportunity and I seemingly cannot make it work? Whoa. Yeah, so look, we have Seahorse equality coming out with 14 here. Yeah, definitely this sense, there's people who are constantly watching you, constantly seeing how you react, how you respond, how you show up, how you're putting in effort. So there are people who are watching you for their own agendas, but there are also people who are watching you because you are a staple in the company. You're someone who has brought a lot of good things to the company. But you see all this water, this turbulent water here. It's like, that's the thing, you're causing a lot of turbulence among lower ranking individuals. And because of that, it's like you have people who are like, ugh, see, they're obsessed with this idea of, I want the gold, I want the loot, I want the booty, I want the money, I want all the riches and the fame that goes with it. But see, you have Capricorn energy here, which is fame and fortune. You have fame and fortune connected to that, but it's not something that a Capricorn necessarily works towards. When they're in their light attributes, it's something that a Capricorn just knows that if I put forth the effort, one day I'll get rewarded. I don't know when that one day will come, but I'm going to keep working. And that's the difference, because most of these people who are on the Midas touch, right? Everything turns to gold. They end up drowning themselves because they're not willing to put forth the effort. They want everything to come easily and effortlessly without them putting in any amount of work. And so it's like they don't understand, but then it's interesting because you have all these other people who are looking at you like, look at pile 3 go. Let's just sit back and see how pile 3 does. Like, what are they bringing? But it has something to do with how you emotionally show up. It has something to do with how you see things around you. It has something to do with the depth of your connection to the company itself. Like, you're very connected, you're very emotionally attached to the company. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like you have a very high up position in the company. Maybe you helped create this company, whatever it is though. Like, if this is resonating with you, Leave a green heart down below in the comment sections and say, I am a boss. Like, or even better, say I'm a work daddy, because that was a good one. But no, say I am a boss. Leave a green heart down below if this feels like your reading, so you let other pile threes know that you're not alone. But yeah, there's something about you being emotionally vulnerable and still knowing that it's like it's okay to be detached from it at the same time, but you keep showing up and giving your all to this position. This could be a family business too, with polar bear and ancestors on the bottom here. This could be you in a family business, or doing the family legacy is what I'm hearing here. It's like you're passing on a family legacy. So maybe this will become a family business. Like maybe one day you're planning on buying it out, or you're planning on becoming the sole investor or something like that, right? So we have, look, Aquarius energy. Didn't I say you could be Aquarius? And we have Aquarius coming out. We have originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. And you're always streamlining, like that idea. You're always trying to streamline, make things easier for yourself, connecting with future beliefs, connecting with future energies. Like it's like when something new comes out, you very quickly go and research it and say, is this going to work for the position that I have, the company? Is this going to follow our policies, our ideas, our motto, whatever it is? It's like you want to know, but you're always researching the best option to get you to where you're going. I'm done. I'm done. Didn't I say you show up vulnerable in the position? Like you make yourself very vulnerable, which is seen here with the star. But it's like you are not so attached. You're not attached to the title. And they see you as someone that's not attached to the title. And they see you as someone who's kind and giving. But above all, there are a lot of people who see you as someone who is open and vulnerable, willing to, like I was saying here, like there's this energy of bringing in the depths of your emotions here. Like while you can shake things up for everyone else, you stay centered and pure in your journey, because it's something that you love to do. It's something that's important to you. It's something that meshes well with your values. And you may talk about that. You may talk about how this company has changed. You may talk about how it has impacted you, and that's something that like stands out to all of your coworkers. Some are very impressed by that. Some are very like in awe of that, and then there are others who are upset about it, right? There's a whole scale of people that are coming through here. But look at this energy here. You have this man reaching out for this woman's hands here, and then you have the pigeons down here kissing beaks. And it's like that energy of there's someone that loves you here. And that's why it's like, again, I'm getting that family business, or someone who feels like, feeling like they want to bring some sort of truth forward to you, but still feeling like they need to stand out in the darkness. Like, look at this clouds, like the clouds and the crows here flying around, the ravens, which could be message, right? Could be a message coming through. But it does feel like there's some sense of darkness. I'm standing in the shadows, right? And it's like, I don't want to come through. You even have the dark and light with the pigeon, like standing in the shadow, because they don't know how to embrace the light side of this. And this could be someone that you know, but it might not. But I was saying, like, it just keeps coming through. Like, it's so strong. And then for these cards to sit right next to this one, it's almost like this is someone who's just given up on the idea of ever telling you what it is that they want to tell you. And this doesn't have to be like a romantic partnership. This could be a friendship, or someone who wishes to build with you, like to be your right-hand man. But you have somebody like that. And so it's like they do feel like, they're not ever going to have a say in that. The friend. Yeah, 11. I am my own best friend, and I magnetize other loving friendships. That's what it is. It's like you have a friend here that you rely on, right? That's what the sun here is depicting. It's like you have this friendship, this somebody that you go and you bounce off ideas from. This, you could be partners. You both have partnership in this business. But whatever it is, there's also another person here who wants to partner up with you, who wants to reach out because they have some sort of idea or some sort of creative insight. But it's like they've just kind of given up because they feel like they can't stand against your light. It's like you shine too bright. And because you shine too bright, and it's like there's nothing that you can do, pile 3. There's nothing that you can do to help this person come forward. You just have to keep doing you. Because it will either get to a point where this person gets so wrapped up in that I have to come forward, and they'll come forward, or they'll just move on and they'll leave and they'll go to a different place. But definitely you've built a strong friendship, you've built a strong foundation. And it's interesting that I said that earlier, but that's what's made it vulnerable for you. There's someone here that you absolutely open up and spend time like bouncing ideas off of and saying like, hey, you know, does this work? Does that work? What do you think of this? Like, let's build this. That's what I was saying. Like, you're very communicative here when it comes to your position and what's going on with your position. This one was a very interesting one. I'm actually really glad that this was the last one. That was pretty strong though. Like, I hope that it resonates. If it did, definitely leave that heart down below. Say I'm a boss. I don't even remember what color I told you. I think it was blue. But anyways, maybe it was green. Who knows? I don't remember. Y'all remember if you watched it. But if it resonated, hit a thumbs up down below too. Let me know in the comments if this is your reading. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. But until next time, actually, I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides are coming together to give us this beautiful message. And now, until next time, pile 3, stay human. Bye.